computer. Time to update and reboot.
Oh no.
Thanks for the extra seconds.
Call this meeting of the Fremont County Board of Commissioners to order. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner Norton?
Present.
Commissioner Payne?
Present.
Commissioner Bell?
Present.
County Clerk Barr? Present. County Attorney Jackson?
Present.
County Manager Bryant?
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Koch.
Present. You have the agenda before you. Is there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to approve today's agenda with the following addition. Under new business, I would like to add an item number 4, reading a resolution in recognition of Chaffee County Commissioners and the citizens of Salida in responding to the Hayden Pass wildfire.
Second.
Motion and a second to adopt the agenda, adding new business item number 4, resolution in recognition of Chaffee County. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The consent agenda is before you. There are no public hearings being scheduled under today's consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Staff elected officials reports. We have a county sales and use tax report from Sunny, our county manager.
Okay, so we have the retail sales tax collections through the month of May. In May, we received $395,443, which is $25,889 more than May of 2015. Year to date, we're up $73,450. Okay, the auto use tax collections in the month of June, we received $102,748, which is up $9,444 from June of last year. And year to date, we're up $29,763. The construction use tax in the month of May, we received $23,175, which is up $7,966 from from June of last year. And year to date, we're up $3,767. The lodging tax in the month of May, we received $7,359. So we're still down about $10,000 from last year. But like I said, we're monitoring those collections just to make sure everybody's reporting accurately. So our big month will be our next period, which is a quarterly report, and those numbers should be coming in pretty substantial. If anybody's driven by the hotels, we all see them very full, so hopefully those numbers will come in showing that. The retail sales tax for the Sheriff's Department in the month of May came in at $263,628, which is up $17,259 from May of last year. And year to date, we're up $48,966. The sheriff auto use tax collections in the month of May are at $53,032, which is up $11,000. And actually, I apologize, that should be the month of June, so I don't have that number in there. I'll plug those in, and we'll get that posted to the website. So these were reported last month. And then the construction use tax for the month of June came in at $15,450, which is up $5,311 from June of last year, and year to date we're up $4,165. So this year we're doing better in every area than we were last year, and we did record just a slight increase from going from last budget year into this one, and we're actually surpassing that right now. So everything's looking good.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it is looking good.
Thank you, Sunny. And your county manager's report.
All right. So a few things on the report. On Wednesday, July 13th, I attended the SCED meeting in Pueblo, which is the Southern Colorado Economic Development District meeting. And just to follow up on that, Fremont County is going to have our SEDS report, which is the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy report. We're preparing for that, and there's going to be 3 meetings in the community for all of the citizens that want to come out and address some concerns or some things that they're recommending that go into the SEDS report. The first meeting is going to be on August 9th at 11:30 at the Cotopaxi School. The next meeting is August 10th at 5:30, and it's here in Canyon City. Debbie, did we end up getting a place for that? It's going to be
I
here?
don't think we have a
Okay.
space yet.
So the location for that will be to be determined, and then August 11th at 5:30 at the Florence Municipal Building. So anybody that wants to come out and be participating in that report can attend one of those 3 events. On July 14th, I met with Christy Culp, which is the regional representative for the Department of Local Affairs, and we discussed some grant opportunities through DOLA. Unfortunately, right now the state has had some lawsuits filed from some oil companies, and so the funds for those grants have actually been frozen right now. So hopefully within the next few months we can get some clarification as to whether that program will continue and when all of those funds will be available after that. On Wednesday, July 20th, Fremont County hosted the Fremont Economic Development Council quarterly elected officials luncheon. So it was a good turnout. There was over 30 people there that got to interact with the elected officials throughout the community. And on Thursday, July 21st, Commissioner Bell and I attended the Penrose Chamber of Commerce breakfast. That was the first one that I had attended, so it was nice to get out into Penrose and see what all's going on out there. On Monday, the 25th, Commissioner Bell, Commissioner Norden, and I attended the monthly meeting with the City of Canyon City elected officials and administration. And then just an update on a few things. The Fremont County Fair is taking place from July 16th through Sunday, and I apologize, in this one it says July 13th, so I'll correct that to August. So the county Road and Bridge Department is hosting the equipment rodeo, so if anybody likes to watch some of that, it's amazing to watch what those people can do with that heavy equipment. That is going to be on August 2nd, starting at 8 o'clock out at Pathfinder Park. And so for a complete list of all of the events for the fair, you can go onto the county's website or go into the administration offices, and we all have the little event layout. And then a quick update on the sheriff jail and kitchen laundry renovation project. We did open bids on July 20th, and we are going to be scheduling interviews for tomorrow for the 2 of the contractors. And then the anticipated project start date will be the 2nd week of August. The Pathfinder Park sewer line project that's being done by the sanitation district will actually start on August 8th in Pathfinder Park, so they're going to wait until after the fair is finished, and they'll be going through that project. So, if there's any questions?
Thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions or comments for Sunny?
Very good comprehensive report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Opportunity for citizens to, let's check with other staff and elected officials' reports first. Commissioner Bell.
I would just like to add a couple of things to what Sunny said about the Fremont County Fair. It is fair time. It actually has kicked off with a couple of shooting sports events. We also have a ranch rodeo that's going to be taking place this Friday night at Pathfinder Park. So it's always a good time to go out and be a spectator to watch. If you have any interest in participating in that, give them a call as well. And then the fair itself will wrap up on Sunday, August the 7th, with the livestock sale, which begins at about 4 or 4:30 p.m. after the Canyon City Daily Record recognizes its 4-H Family of the Year. That's always a really great event to go to. It's the one time of the year that 4-H kids who have been working with their animals so hard for an entire year, they actually have to say goodbye. And it's absolutely heartbreaking because sometimes you see these little, 9-year-old kids standing out there with an animal that weighs a couple of tons, and they just have tears streaming down their face. And it's really heartbreaking, but it teaches them so many really, really great life lessons. So I would urge anyone to come out, bid on some of those animals, and help support all those kids. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Anything else? I'd like to make a couple of notes. First of all, we have this Saturday, July 30th, one of our major fundraisers to support the Colorado Opportunity Scholarship Initiative that the board supported earlier with some $5,000 in county funds to try to work towards matching dollars, one-to-one matching dollars for scholarships for Fremont County students who meet certain low-income guidelines. And this Saturday at the Sumo Golf Course south of Florence, we're having a fundraising golf tournament, and some thank yous specifically to the people who helped put this golf tournament together. John Merriam, Larry Lasha, Tommy Covington, and J.R. Phillips have assisted me, did most of the work, matter of fact, between John Merriam and Larry Lasha, putting this thing together and making sure that we had money up front from teams and sponsors. And particularly want to thank our signature sponsor of this event, which is Bank of the San Juans here in Canyon City. They stepped up and became the major signature sponsor of this event. So we hope that we can secure several more $1,000s to support these scholarships. And then later on the agenda, we have that resolution towards Chaffee County, but just a couple of other notes on the Hayden Pass wildfire. I want to thank, in particular, some of the people that have worked for Fremont County, because they're tying up the loose ends, particularly the finance piece for the federal portion of that fire, because it started on U.S. Forest Service land. So they're trying to find out from the county how much time, equipment, and expense the county contributed, and I'm sure the sheriff will probably have the bulk of that, employing so many people at roadblocks, including Department of Corrections teams that staffed a lot of the roadblocks. But I'd like to take note of the work by our County Emergency Management Director, Steve Morrissey, for the time that he put in. Steve took off on vacation this week, and I'm certain that that was good timing on his part, but he spent a lot of hours over about 10 days coordinating things with the Sheriff's Department for whatever needs that we had up there. And thanks also to Christy Coleman with the Colorado Department of Homeland Security, the emergency management arm of the state, who's with her team spent a lot of hours down here in Fremont County as well. So we owe them a debt of gratitude for helping coordinate and get the needed supplies, personnel, and equipment. And then I guess the last word of thanks would go to the citizens of Fremont County who stepped up and donated lots of cases and cases of water. First of all, I couldn't believe all of the water that was donated at the Howard Volunteer Fire Department, but food, household supplies from the 180 some folks that were evacuated from the Hayden Pass fire to offer the Howard Volunteer Fire Department support and providing for those displaced families in line of the fire. And with that, if there's no other staff reports, we'll go to citizens who want to address the board on items that are not on today's agenda. Lisa has one, and then we'll get to George. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. I just wanted to remind the council and also all the citizens that are watching and the people here today that this evening is our entertainment in the park to honor first responders. We want to make sure that we thank everyone that has worked so hard on this Hayden Pass fire, as well as our police and our sheriffs, because of late we all know they have been experiencing a lot of stress in their lives, and we just want to know that them to know that we appreciate them. And so first responders eat free today at the chamber tent, and we have Indigo Way as our band. They're an excellent 9-piece band, rhythm and blues, a little Temptations, just a dancing band. So put on your dancing shoes and come down there, and please thank our first responders for all they do for us.
All right.
So thank you.
6 o'clock starting time?
Yes, we're going to, normally at 6:30, but we're going to kind of start to roll at about 6. The band said they're going to come early, and if everyone's hanging around, they'll play a little late, because they're very much in support of what this is for as well. As a matter of fact, one of their band members approached me about wanting to do something for our first responders, and I told them that this concert was already designed, had been sponsored in honor of first responders. So it kind of came together pretty quickly, and it was at a very opportune time with the fire beginning to wrap up and so forth.
Okay, thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
Lisa, Lisa, you have a fundraising casino night this Saturday night.
We
correct?
do. We're waiting for final numbers today, which is why I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Today's the last day to buy tickets.
Oh.
And if our numbers don't jump up significantly today, we're not going to be able to have the event.
Oh, bummer.
So
Yeah. That was a lot of fun last year.
it was a blast last year. I know it's a busy time of year, but it's going to be a fun event up at the park. And if our numbers jump a lot today, then we will most definitely have the event on Saturday evening at the Royal Gorge Bridge and Park. We're raising funds for scholarships at PCC Fremont, and last year we did a great job at that, and we would like to do it again this year.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Right.
you.
George Story. Morning, George.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think sometime in this world we live in which Nice, France, of course, we've all heard they got hit pretty bad. Basically 100 people that got killed, and in Munich, Germany, basically 10 people got killed. I think sometimes we need just a tad of sense of humor. There's a small town that's east of Denver. It's called Chico, and their water system has tested positively for tetrahydrocannabinol, THC. That is what gets you high in marijuana. Now, I don't know what is going on, but sometimes I guess just a little sense of humor helps you. Rocky Mountain, High, Colorado. Everyone have a good day.
Thanks, George.
Okay, the test kits failed, so they're clear. Their water is fine now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, George. New business. Item 1, consideration to reappoint Byron Alsop to the Fremont County Planning Commission for another 3-year term. We, as a board, had a letter from Mr. Alsop requesting a reappointment. Is this going to be his 3rd term? I believe so. He's been on there quite a while. He's doing a great job. He serves as chairman, right? He does. All right. Chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, make a motion that we reappoint Byron Alsop for another 3-year term ending August 1st, 2019.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to reappoint Byron Alsop to the Fremont County Planning Commission for another 3-year term. Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2, consideration to reappoint Brian Rupp to the Fremont County Board of Appeals. This is the Building Code Board of Appeals. And he has requested another 3-year term.
We do have a letter from Mr. Rupp, Mr. Chair, so I move to reappoint Brian Rupp to the Fremont County Board of Appeals for an additional 3-year term, which will end on August 1st of 2019.
I second it with just a comment that Brian's done a good job on that Board of Appeals. He's the chairman of that board, and he was a chairman when I was on that board several years ago, and so I second that motion.
Motion and second to reappoint Brian Rupp to the Fremont County Building Code Board of Appeals. Other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 3, consideration of the first amended and reinstated intergovernmental agreement for the Regional Emergency Communications Authority. The county attorney has been working and waiting on amending the IGA for months,
Months,
but we've,
at least 6.
everybody's on board now. What significant changes do we see for an amended?
There really aren't any significant changes. The IGA was originally written with a proposed opening date of April 1st, 2014, and that was unrealistic at the time it was put into the IGA, but it was inserted as a compromise, a political compromise, to get all the members on board. The center was actually opened, I think, officially August 1st of last year, 2015. And so the way all of the budgeting and everything works in the IGA, it hinges around those critical dates of opening and the first 6 months. So the IGA has been updated to reflect actual dates and the current dates that apply and the current deadlines that apply. The negotiations took so long. Richard Mandel, who represents the dispatch authority, proposed it probably 7 months ago, and various members wanted to insert provisions and do an overall overhaul of the entire agreement, and that was just going to be too time consuming. Where the E911 board is trying to get a petition together to petition the PUC for some relief and some funding, and so we needed the updated IGA in place in order to get that petition filed. So the agreement before you basically is changed with respect to the dates to reflect the current actual dates for the operations of the dispatch center.
And as far as the cost share among the entities that come together to finance the FreeCom Joint Dispatch Center, that is left up to the governing board to determine how calls for service are assessed and then cost share distributed, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, any other questions about the amendment to the CERCA agreement?
No questions, but I'll entertain a motion here to move to approve the first amended and restated intergovernmental agreement for the establishment of the Regional Emergency Communications Authority.
I will second with a huge thank you to our county attorney, Ms. Jackson, for all of your hard work on this. I know it's been a struggle, so I'm happy to have finally be where we are today.
Indeed. Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Finally, we have consideration of a resolution taking note of the contributions by Chaffey County towards the Hayden Pass wildfire. Let me read. Resolution in recognition and appreciation of the cooperation of the Chaffey County Commissioners and the citizens of Salida and Chaffey County in responding to the Hayden Pass wildfire emergency. Whereas the Hayden Pass wildfire that erupted the afternoon of July 10th in the Coaldale area of Fremont County impacted the lives of several hundred residents of western Fremont County, their homes and livestock. And whereas Chaffey County graciously offered facilities at the Chaffey County Fairgrounds to temporarily house and feed the displaced animals. And whereas Chaffey County's Office of Emergency Management and CSU Extension Service aided in facilitating the care of the animals that were evacuated. Whereas a cooperative working relationship emerged between the management of the Fremont County Airport and the Chaffey County Airport to support the aerial attack on the Hayden Pass wildfire. And whereas the citizens of Salida and Chaffey County responded with an outpouring of support to both firefighters and displaced Fremont County residents. Now therefore it is hereby resolved by the Board of County Commissioners for the County of Fremont that we join the residents of Western Fremont County in saluting the work and efforts of Chaffey County officials and the citizens of Chaffey County for their response during the Hayden Pass wildfire and express our gratitude for aid that was rendered. Adding a note that the whereas regarding the airport, and I mentioned earlier commendations towards county staff, we should also note that our Fremont County Airport Manager, Richard Baker, spent 3 to 4 days assisting the one-person staff at the Chaffey County Airport in helping fuel aircraft, particularly the helicopters that were refueling at the Salida Airport, and had never, this was Chaffey County's first experience with a significant wildfire effort. So I want to commend Dick Baker of our airport for his time spent up there to help Chaffey County as well. And with that, I will move adoption of the resolution.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to adopt the resolution of gratitude to Fremont County. Resolution
Chaffey
number...
County.
Chaffey County.
25.
Resolution number 25. Discussion?
I just would like to thank our chairman for writing the resolution. We had a discussion about it. I told him I was willing to help in any way that he determined necessary or was interested in. He sat down and kicked it out, and it was perfect. So I just wanted to say thank you. Good job.
Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And there being no further business to come before this board, we stand adjourned.